to 4th and 5. I'm DJ Williams. I'm joined by Grant Cook. Grant, I'm pumped up as we are back at it yet once again. Oh, my Lord. We got a goober behind us.
Oh, man.
Ben Cleveland done worked his way up into our set. We'll talk with him in a second. But it's game day up here on the hill. Very excited to see what all that has entail. Before we get into that, I got to let people know what we got on tap for today. Sound like a plan? All right, so our lineup today, as we take a look at the play sheet, I'm going to start with Coach Petrino's coaching history. We're going to go ahead and take a trek back in history, let you know all the events that led up to Coach Petrino ultimately landing back here as the head coach at the University of Arkansas. We're going to take a look at some Tennessee film. Very explosive offense. We're going to tell you some key things that we have to make sure we try to slow them down because we got some hot takes too. All right, Grant has a few. Josh is joining us from Switzerland. Matt will join us a little bit later in the show. Also got a little Bago competition. The guy over here swears he's the best in the land at Bago. Well, some lucky person here has a chance to compete for $100, and Grant's not going to sandbag at all. Also, we're going to showcase the farmers market behind us, an interview from downtown Bentonville. What's on the board at Oaklawn? Big-time matchups here in college football moving forward to this weekend. And also going to hit into something we're going to call Arkansas Hit Squad. That should be a very fun one. Pumped up about that. But let me go ahead and bring in Josh, who is joining us from Switzerland. First off, man, how do I get this? Yeah, man, what's going on? How you been?
DJ, you were so close, man. You don't call me, you don't keep up, but I've left Switzerland and I'm in Germany now, man. Come on.
Yeah, you're overseas. How about that? Is that good? Yeah. How was your trip, man? How was your trip?
Man, it's been great. Look, I went to the Porsche factory where the museum where I got a hat, so I feel good about that. It's my only souvenir that I'm coming home with.
Yeah, you look like he's taking on the vibe. Right?
That's exactly what I was going to say. You look like you've got the European vibe going on.
I've got a couple charcuterie boards over here.
Wait, a couple what?
A charcuterie, man.
Okay. Just make sure you're saying that right.
Some wine.
Yeah, just making sure you're saying it right. But we're pumped up. So, like I said, you just heard the lineup. Don't forget that Matt Harris is going to join us a little bit later in the show. But a big-time matchup. God, Ben Cleveland, man. This guy. We'll talk to Ben here in a second as well, see what he has cooking up for us. So we already went through the lineup here today. But first, let's talk about Coach Petrino's journey that ultimately led him back to us right here at the University of Arkansas. So let me go ahead and pull this up right now. We all remember back in the day at the University of Arkansas, the good old days. But what happened since he left? All right, so let's go ahead and take a backtrack and look at the timeline. So obviously you remember that picture. That was the Sugar Bowl, some fun years from 2008 to 2011. That's when he just left Atlanta for maybe not a full season. I can't remember exactly when that was. So after unfortunate events unfolded at the University of Arkansas, that's when this journey started. He was at Western Kentucky in 2013. He was only there for 1 year. Moving on from Western Kentucky, he went back to Louisville. Not a bad quarterback to have in your arsenal to go back to a spot and try to do something special. Lamar Jackson ends up winning the Heisman under Coach Petrino's play style, which was very interesting at the time. So, because we were curious, can he coach a quarterback like Lamar? Well, it turned out pretty well for Lamar. And then after that, he had probably a brief stint at UNLV, and then went to offensive coordinate over there with Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M. But head coaching job, he was at Missouri State. All right, so those are all the head coaching jobs that he has had since he has left the University of Arkansas. And coming back to Arkansas, I honestly, fellas, did not see that one coming. I was talking to the guy in the chair right now. We were looking back at, can y'all name a coach that has left a program in any fashion and then came back to be the head coach at that same program? Head coach before, left, came back, and was the head coach again.
I mean, other than Coach Petrino doing it twice.
Yeah, I was trying to. Let's start with once.
Yeah, I can't.
I can't remember what it is. Guy in the chair doesn't have his mic. What's his name? Snyder, Kansas State. He had a little go back. He's going to text me that. And it was just a handful of coaches. Petrino's on that list. Now, for a coach to do it twice, I don't think it's ever been done before.
Yeah.
And it's still kind of, jury's still out. We're going to see what happens here at the end of the year. But thoughts on that? I mean, now you're about to see Coach Petrino kick off at 3:15 on ESPN. I mean, what are you looking forward to the most?
I think there's a vibe that Coach Petrino brings with him when he's the head coach, and we lived it for 4 years, or 3 years for you, 4 years for me. I'm hoping that they get a little bit of that back,
Mm-hmm.
that attention to detail, some of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how much can you implement into a team in 2 weeks? So he's had last week the bye week, he's had the game prep week of this past week, and now they're out there on the field. So we have 2 weeks left to get that done, right? And
Yep.
so can it happen? Can he get that attention to detail? Can he get that fire built back in those guys? We'll see. I don't know, but that's what I'm looking for is let's get the attention to detail lined out.
So a lot of people are watching 4th and 5 because I've had multiple people, even here today, that came up to me and said, you think Coach Petrino is going to get some of that magic that Josh keeps talking about? Josh, I know you're pumped up about this, all right? So let's hear your extremely optimistic take on today's matchup and Coach Petrino back as the head coach.
DJ, I don't want you to keep framing me as claiming
cool.
that Bobby Petrino is going to have this great season. But what I will say is that I do remember back the Bobby Petrino days where, man, he brought the energy every single day. There wasn't an off day for Bobby Petrino at practice, in the locker room. He had a seriousness about him that was hard to come by. Even from, I mean, a lot of our coaches tried to mimic what he did, but you can't really mimic what Bobby Petrino brings to the table. I'm expecting him to bring that same type of intensity to the table. He would hold other defensive coordinators accountable during practice. He would, I mean, DJ, I remember times where he was threatening people's jobs in the middle of practice. That's how intense he was about maintaining a very high standard. And I think he's going to be able to maintain that with this team as well. Now, this is an interesting situation because he's coming over and taking over a team mid-season. He doesn't get to do it his way all off-season long, all summer long, all camp long. So what can he do mid-season? Should we truly judge him and him as a head coach in just, 6 games, just this 8 or 9 weeks left? I don't know that we can give him a truly fair assessment of what he still has left in the tank. However, I said this about 8 days ago in one of our videos that we dropped, and I thought that if he can pick up those 2 unranked wins against Auburn, against Mississippi State, and then also get 2 additional ranked wins, it's hard to deny him the head coaching job. That is my personal opinion. I think that Bobby's got a little bit of magic left in the tank, but, man, he looks a little bit old in those press conferences. I will say that, guys.
Josh, well, hold on. What did
how
many games did you say that it's undeniable for him to be the head coach?
Well, I said that it'd be hard to deny him the head coaching job if he wins those 2 unranked teams, Auburn and Mississippi State, and then picks up 2 additional victories against ranked opponents by the end of this season.
So 4 wins is
4
what we're going to do. We'll talk more about that when we get to our hot takes here in a little bit. So the big key is, also before we go on, other coaches that did it: Bill Snyder at Kansas State, Mac Brown at North Carolina, and then Chris Alt at Nevada. I'm not familiar with that one. So Coach Petrino is in very small company, especially if he does it twice. He would be in company by himself. All right, so the thing about it is we all know what Coach Petrino can do offensively, and I would like to see a little bit more in the second half. We'll talk about that here in a second. But what is he realistically going to bring to the table to the defensive side of the ball?
Right.
All right, so we did a little backtrack, did some history. As Coach Petrino being a head coach, this is what he brought to the table. When he was at Louisville from 2003 to 2006, his defense allowed 340 yards per game. They only allowed 21 points per game. That's not a bad defense at all. And they had the highest ranking that year as number 23. Now, this is 3 years that we divided to come up with a average between the 3 years. Here at Arkansas, points per game over the 3 years, he gave up 25 points per game. Not bad there. The highest the defense got ranked. You can see it right there on your screen, is 13th. And then he went to Western Kentucky, giving up 24 points per game. All this right now sounds like pretty darn good defenses and should get the job done. Louisville, his second stint there, 29 points per game. And then at Missouri, only giving up 18 points per game. Obviously, the conference was a little different ball game. So everybody's just talking about an offensive guy. But when you look at the numbers, how do you think Coach Petrino's mentality has trickled over to these defensive coordinators? Because rumor is on the street, which we cannot, say is the exact same thing that happened, that him and Travis Williams butted heads.
Yep.
But I could definitely see Coach Petrino looking at the way things were going on defense like, what are we doing over there, big dog?
Yeah.
What do you think in those situations? When can an offensive coordinator, somebody like Bobby Petrino, could cross that line and maybe talk to Travis Williams and say, hey, Travis, trust me on this one? Or do you stay in your lane?
Yeah, I think you almost have to stay in your lane, but you're talking about an offensive coordinator that was a head coach for the last, I don't know, whatever the
Yeah.
2003 to current, right?
Yeah.
So 21 years, 22 years he's been a head coach. I imagine it's extremely hard for him to stay in his lane.
Yeah.
So is it going to be one of these things where, okay, hey, Travis, I'm from an offensive person's perspective, I think you maybe could do some more of this, and that would help you out. I think that's how you have to approach it, but I don't think Coach Petrino probably did that. I think he's probably like, y'all need to get it together.
Yeah. But so now you got to think, Josh, you think it's strategic about, I'm assuming this is all Coach Petrino's moves of getting the guys out, appointing Chris Wilson as a defensive coordinator. They have a history. So, Chris Wilson is going to be more open to, has to be more open to what Coach Petrino wants. Yeah, it's his boss now. And then bringing in some guys from the NFL to help out with the defensive front.
Yeah, you remember that movie? What was the actor? Tom Hanks, where the guy takes over the ship and he says, "Look at me, I am the captain now." That's the type of situation that Bobby Petrino just had with the whole staff. Okay, that's what he had to have. So I know for a fact that he's going to have input on daily decisions in practice, on how the defensive coordinator is going to run practice, the things that they're going to have to sit back and focus on, because it matters what our defensive coordinator does for Bobby Petrino's resume, right? What these guys do when they're on the field reflects whether or not Bobby's going to be a good head coach. He's taking the full approach here and trying to look at this thing as a big picture. How can I best put our team in the best situation? And he talked about defense, getting back to the basics, making sure that their alignment. He said, I like a good alignment. I like a good stance. I want to be there first so that we can make the best decisions after that, so we can fill the proper gaps and we can work down line. He talked about that from a defensive perspective. So he's going to be having our defensive coordinator focus on these things, because half the time, a lot of the game film we were looking at with me and Matt, these guys are still chattering right before the ball's being snapped. They're looking the opposite direction. They're getting their eyes stuck in the backfield. There was a lot of pre-snap confusion, or maybe just not getting settled. I think he's going to get back to really fine-tuning that defense, and I do think he's going to have a say-so in how the defensive coordinator coaches.
Let's go ahead and take a quick peek. You got something?
Well, I was just going to say, yeah, I think, but getting back to getting in the good stance, getting back to where you're supposed to be aligned, we saw at a lot of instances where we were supposed to be all the last 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
But we just didn't make a tackle.
Yeah.
So getting back to the basics, in my mind, to what Josh was talking about, is what this defense needs.
Yeah.
Let's get back to just tackling. Get the guy on the ground. Line up where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's not hard, right? But it's not simple either.
We're going to show you another thing that this defense needs. We're going to bring back a little Razorback nostalgia a little bit later in the show. I haven't even showed y'all what's going on. It's going to make you feel ready to run through a brick wall, maybe punch someone in the face. You know how Grant is. He's always ready to punch someone in the face, especially the closer it gets to kickoff. But real quick, we talked about Coach Petrino's defensive track. All week we've been breaking down Tennessee, up front, secondaries, quarterbacks, running backs. And so if you've missed a little bit of that, we're going to let you know what you need to expect today from Tennessee on the offensive side of the ball. Okay, so let me go ahead. Where's my little thing at? There we go. Let's bring it back. Josh, can you step out of here for a second? Take a quick break. We'll be right back, all right?
Yep.
With you. Thank you. All right, so let's go ahead and get into a little bit of this breakdown. Pop me up slow real quick, David. So here we go. Once again, offensively, Tennessee, tempo. We saw this all through film. Very efficient, averaging 51 points per game. They had a 70-point game earlier this year. The number one offense in America. Tall task for Coach Petrino's first day out as interim. So what they like to do, they're a big RPO team, a run-pass option, and they make all these reads look the exact same. Very efficient about it. I'm going to go through this pretty quick because we've already ran through this earlier in the week. What that does is allows these linebackers to have to make a decision. As soon as they pop up right here, these big windows opens up for the tight end. So discipline is going to be big. We're going to need a big-time day on our front four. Another situation, the RPO. The thing about it, too, the difference between the read option with Taylon Green and this RPO are the eyes of that quarterback. He's keying backers. He's not really worried about defensive ends because look right here. This receiver slips out. This is where the ball is supposed to go. Quarterback does a good job reading the guy and not necessarily his progression. Big shout-outs for Benjo for recognizing that on our breakdown. And he gets the ball out right here to the flat, makes a positive gain, even though it's for 3 or 4 yards, moving in the right direction. Another play action right here, a little bit more traditional. Linebackers running up like normal. Quarterback, this is what we can't allow this guy to do. We have to make him uncomfortable in the pocket. If he has these type of looks all day, it's going to be a long day for the Razorbacks on the defensive side of the ball. Stands in there, throws a strike to the sideline, gets it going. And then once again, they make them all look the same. You can't tell if this is going to be, if he's going to hand it off, pull it, pass it. So they are very efficient in making all things look the same. Hand it off right here, picks up a nice little 6 to 7 yard gain. And then you have to watch out for, like I said, they go so quick. Look how much time. It's 26 seconds on the play clock. What's it start with? 40?
40.
Then you get back. Usually people snap around 15. I mean, they're 10 seconds ahead. This thing is moving fast, okay? They fake the little toss out here. And what they do, they cause all that confusion right there with the linebackers. They're all meshed up. They're creating chaos. And this guy slips out the backfield. This linebacker is looking at the quarterback, not sure what to do. We got a lot of lost bodies out there. It makes me a little nervous for Arkansas moving forward because that looked like us on tape a lot. Another situation right here. Matt pointed this out in his breakdown Thursday. This linebacker for Georgia, you have to understand your role, okay? He wants to make this tackle. He needs to blow through that running back. And what that does, he's trying to make the tackle. He has to understand, I just need to create chaos and force this thing back inside to my guys that are pursuing backside to go ahead and get this stop. Just a poor hat placement right there, tries to make the tackle. And we can just run this all day long. Run RPO. Once again, a great indication. Usually you would look at that crossing route, but this quarterback is not necessarily always reading the number one progression. He's looking at the secondary. He's looking at the safeties. Horrible play by this Georgia DB right here. But I really like the eyes of the quarterback right here. You see right here, he's keying the safety. He sees him right here. As soon as he jumps down, he's like, okay, that crossing route is no longer an option. Now I know where the option is. I got man-to-man on outside with no safety help over the top. Great job recognizing that. Not sure why Georgia's treating that guy like he's Calvin Johnson out there, but they did. And once again, now I will say underthrown ball. I want to pause right here. I was telling Matt this too. A great freeze frame right here. And Grant, I want to tell you about this. Look at that crowd. And go ahead and pull this back up real quick, David. Do you remember our freshman year when we went down to Knoxville?
I do.
Tell me about that story about the people on the sideline. It's a wild place to play.
It is. Yeah. I mean, they're going to call you out. They will call you out.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're going to call you out. And they're right on top of you. You can see that back there, that wall's not very tall.
Yeah.
So they're right on your back.
Yeah.
I'll let you tell the details of that story.
We'll cross that bridge later. It's a family-friendly show. Let's just say it is going to be an extremely difficult environment to play on the road, especially new interim head coach who's trying to implement new schemes, new strategies, new approaches, and communication is going to be key. And it's also going to be almost impossible because you won't be able to hear a thing. The odds are stacked up against Arkansas trying to get things figured out. And I'll just show a few more of these clips before we get rolling. Once again, poor play by that DB right there. But like I said, they're very sneaky in the ways they do this. You see how many times we've seen crossing routes that they've been running on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Now this guy sneaks behind the line of scrimmage, once again, creating traffic and chaos. I mean, you just talk about efficiency from an offense, man. So it's going to be a very, very tall task for Arkansas to stay on pace with this team. So that brings us to Grant Cook. Let's get you some hot takes, okay? And Josh, I'll bring you back here in just a second. Actually, I'll bring you in right now. Let's get to a couple hot takes, okay? So there's a few things about this game. Who is that? Who is G? Oh, I'm sorry. I tried to pull you up. My bad. Let me get you out of there. My bad. I was about to pull up guy in the chair. All right, here we go. Yeah, let's talk about a few of these. And Grant, I'm going to go ahead and start with you, okay? The biggest one here is going to be what's next. So we saw the tall task that Petrino has ahead of him, and it doesn't just stop with Tennessee. A&M after that, we still got LSU, we still got Texas, we still got Missouri, we still got you just fill in the blanks. All right, and so the biggest question is, I think a lot of people want to know is what the future holds. I know we want to know what today's matchup will end up at, but when it comes to Coach Petrino as the head coach, what's your hot take on this one?
Yeah, so I think, as we talk about him being the head coach, is he going to be the next guy? Is he going to be the main person that we're going to go hire, right? Josh said 4 games. I think 5 games, and that is an undoubtable number. If we go 5 of 7 here, so that's some combination of A&M and Tennessee, LSU, Missouri. I mean, there's some games out there that, frankly, as everybody sits right now, you probably think we shouldn't win those games. Mm-hmm. But we have the opportunity to do that. Yeah. So if we can do it, great. And so I think 5 games is the number. If we win 5 of the next 7, it's undoubtable he's going to go to a bowl game at that point. We've got 2 wins, so we'll be 7-5 in the majority of the season. well, the games were won under Coach Petrino for the year. So if you win 4, I think he is probably teetering on the lead candidate as well. So I kind of agree with Josh's take earlier. Anything that's less than that, I think you have to be in real consideration of other coaches. And so,
I mean, yeah, I agree. I think not necessarily the wins, but the demeanor of how your team plays is going to be an impact in this too. If he can show Juracek and the board of trustees that, okay, these guys can get behind Coach Petrino, and we already know it's stacked, give him a whole year of implementing this approach to the game. I think that matters too. So when it comes to this game, if it is anywhat like Notre Dame, it's going to be a rough, tall task of making him the head coach. And because we want to see if in 2 weeks, can he get this team to believe and play to the level that they're capable of.
Right.
And if they do that, what does that say about Coach Pittman? Because we think these guys love Coach Pittman.
It does. Yeah. I mean, that's what everybody said, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody that's talks like, oh, yeah, we all love Coach Pittman. It's like, well, I'm glad you loved him, but it didn't really show that way on the field.
Yep.
You kind of left a little bit out there for him if you wanted to keep him around. So I think at the end of the day, Coach Petrino, if you come out and you play strong and we're right in it, maybe we do lose today.
Yep.
But it's a close one, then, okay, he's got these guys believing. If you get blown out again, I think the issue is going to be you're going to see more people kind of start to separate from the pack. Like it's not going to be a tight-knit group.
Yep. Another thing that popped up earlier this week, Arkansas announced that they are ending their agreement with the NIL company that owns, was it Blue Point? Blueprint company. And so, Josh, you did a little bit more research on this. And the thing about it is Josh keeps receipts. You talked about this a long time ago, and here we are now that they are parting ways. What's your take on that?
Man, DJ, if we just go back to 2021 when we were doing this podcast and it was me and you just chatting about this stuff and the wild, wild west of the NIL world just popping up. And I was like, hey, you know what? Great. This is very similar to when you guys were in the NFL and I got to go do marketing deals and make a 10% commission on that type of stuff. This is awesome. They can get signings and appearances and charity appearances or deals with your local HVAC company and so on and so forth. And then boom, the collectives things happen. Well, then what did the University of Arkansas leadership do? They decided to take some long-term staffers from the Arkansas Athletic Department and put them over into the Arkansas NIL collective, kind of offsite, but keeping their tabs and their hands on this NIL situation. But guess what? Nobody had any experience in NIL or helping players make money. The only experience that they had, DJ Grant, was making sure when you guys were in college that you didn't touch a dime. That's what their experience was. So now they're moving their staff over there to oversee helping these players make money with zero experience. It didn't make sense from the get-go. Okay, so then we move on. In 2024, 2023, when they said, oh, yeah, we're going to launch the new Arkansas Edge. And guess what we're going to do, guys? We're going to outsource this to a third-party organization that has no affiliation and no ties with the University of Arkansas. They're all the way in Las Vegas. And guess what? They represent not 1, not 2, not 10, but 20 plus other universities is where their loyalty lies with the NIL. So if they're making good, big corporate partnerships and relationships, do you think that they're funneling all of those corporate dollars into the University of Arkansas? No, they're spreading that over all of these 20 schools that they represent. So how was this a good idea? And let me remind you that the people that were working at Blueprint that I said at the time, DJ, none of them had real experience in NIL because it's a brand new thing. Who does have experience in NIL? NFL sports agents, people who have been getting players paid off the field year over year over year. Did we reach out to anybody like that and establish a relationship to have a good executive director to lead this, somebody who's made tons of money off the field for former athletes, and the ways that we can go about doing that and integrating it into Northwest Arkansas? Of course we didn't do that. Why would we? We're Arkansas. All we did was outsource it. And then it was a bunch of guys who previously worked at athletic departments. So it was the good old boy system. Let me give this contract to my buddy and have him overlook it. But wait, there's more. One more thing, guys. Hey, guess what? It cost a lot of money to do that because they want to make their piece of the pie for doing this work. Well, No one said anything until Oregon State got in a lot of came under a microscope about this whole situation, where they were taking 75% of NIL dollars raised up until like 1.5 million, and then taking 50% of the proceeds after that. You guys got to read this stuff. It's insane. So now we're cutting the NIL edge opportunity. I don't like it at all. I never liked it from the beginning, but all it says is that we don't really know what we're doing. So now what have we done? Oh, we brought it in-house. It's back in-house, boys. It's back in-house. I think we need to have legitimate professionals in this industry come, and this collective thing needs to be separate of the University of Arkansas completely. It doesn't need to be their boys, their buddies, their former colleagues. It needs to be rooted Arkansas entrepreneurs, businessmen who can lead this situation, so that no matter whether Hunter Yurchuk is here today, gone tomorrow, or Petrino's here today, gone tomorrow, these guys are guys that care about the University of Arkansas year over year, and we can focus on building this program.
For 1 second, I thought when Josh said, "Who knows about NIL?" I thought he was going to say, "Josh Throne knows about it."
It was coming.
Hey, dude, let me tell you this.
Let
me tell you this. I do not think that I'm the one for the job, but I think I'm better than some of the people that have been doing this.
Man, I'll tell you this. When my agent signed me when I was going to the NFL, he told me, "Hey, do you want to go sign with one of these big agencies that's got Peyton Manning and all these other guys? When it comes to the real down and dirty time, who are they going to support? Are they going to support Peyton Manning? Are they going to support you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's a good call out." But and I hear that. That's kind of the same thing from Blueprint. To your point, Josh, you got 20, 25 other schools, Ohio State's, and whoever else are involved in that. Who do you think they're paying attention to the most, right? And so I don't know. I agree. I don't think we needed to be in that relationship. But
and who do you guys think?
I didn't mean to put a quarterback in Josh.
Look, I'm all fired up again.
Look, and who do y'all think they're inking the deals with? They're inking the deals with people that they know throughout previous athletic department jobs. Guys, this is no longer athletic department's work. This needs to be guys that are here at the university, or I'm sorry, here in the state of Arkansas. I need Stevens. I need Hunt. I need Walmart people, whatever the Walmart buddy's name who bought the Denver Broncos. I need that guy. I need these guys helping as a board of oversight to help us grow our NIL program. I don't want the rest of anybody else.
Can you turn the music on?
Yeah. What's the break?
My
music?
wife just started making coffee right next to my computer, like we're not on a live show, guys.
You're about to get the hook like you're at the Apollo.
It's got to be people that are rooted here in Northwest Arkansas.
Jeez. All right, he got it out. Hot take. I had one, but now I don't feel like doing it.
All right, you have a better day today, man.
Hey, real quick, don't forget, Matt Harris is going to join us a little bit later in the show as well. Look who just joined the party. So, Matt, you stay with us. We're about to go get to our first break. When we come back on the other side, we're going to see what the skills are all about. How's that? Grant Cook is going to play a little bago with a lucky person here for $100. That's right. 2 rounds, 4 bags per round, 8 tosses. Winner at the end of the day wins some money.
That's it.
We're trying something new. All right, so bear with us when it comes to figuring this out. So y'all stick around. We'll be right back after this break.
I bet they run the ball right here. Well, you former Razorbacks think you're so smart, don't you? What? Well, if you are so smart, why don't you put your money where your mouth is? Wager on the Oaklawn Sports app. It's the best in-game wagering available in the state. Maybe use that football brain of yours to bet on this next play. Plus your favorite games. It's that easy. Yes! See? You should have took the bet.
Bet on any game all season long with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
Hey y'all, this is Cam here at Southwest Ford in Arkadelphia. We just built our brand new 3 facilities here, our GMC, Dodge, and Ford facilities. If you're coming down the highway on I-30, take exit 78. We'll be 1.5 miles down the road. You're gonna look on the right-hand side and you're gonna see our beautiful Chevrolet store. Right past that, you're gonna see our beautiful Dodge store. And at the end, you're gonna see our wonderful Ford store. Our 3 facilities here make it so easy for you to shop here. Whether it's online or in person, we have almost everything you want and need. And if we don't have it, we'll go out and get it for you. If you live somewhere far, north, east, south, or west, we will deliver to you. Free delivery across the whole state. Please come down and come see me at Southwest Auto Ford in Arkadelphia.
Hey, you're not in high school anymore, but that knee still remembers that state championship. And that shoulder, well, it's been off since that game-winning drive. At Ortho Arkansas, they see it all the time. Old injuries that never fully healed, finally sneaking up on us. But here's the good news. It's never too late to get back into the things you love. Whether it's running, lifting, coaching, or just keeping up with your kids, their sports medicine team is there to help you move forward without pain holding you back. Fellowship-trained physicians, personalized recovery plans, care that's built around your goals. Because once an athlete, always an athlete. Ortho Arkansas, for plays that still matter.
One thing that I have always loved about First Friday is watching all the families like get together and enjoy themselves with one another.
Culture and heart of Bentonville. You get to see all the people, you get to see all the community, and it's great.
Ooh. We might need to move.
There we go. Talk, Grant. Just talk through it.
Yeah, okay. You good? We live, we're back.
We're ish.
Yeah, okay. We got DJ over here, guys. This is our first time with a mobile shot right here. So, hey, we're bringing it back in. We are at the Bentonville Farmers Market, and I'm here with
Ryan.
All right, so Ryan, here's the deal, okay? We're going to play 2 rounds of Bago. You know the rules. 1 point if you're on the board, 3 points in the hole. If you beat me, we're going to give you a $100 bill. All right?
Right.
If I beat you, and I don't know what's going to happen here, I'm just going to pat you on the back, and you and your wife and your lovely little baby over there, you're back on the road to wherever you guys are going for the day. So as our guest, I'll let you throw it first.
All right.
DJ, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little, I was a little nervous. I don't know if I am or not. We'll see. Woo. All right, good start. Oh, all right. Ryan, do you want the $100? Oh, no. I'm talking trash too quick. All right, no blood here. Here we go. Oh, uh-oh. All right. We got 2-0. Here we go. We got like I said, we've got some technical difficulties. First time on the Bago live shot, but we're working through it. All right. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
How are y'all today?
Good. How you?
Florida Gator shirt guy behind me. I don't know if I like that or not. Uh-oh.
Got to feel sorry for me.
In the event of a tie,
Oh, man.
does the tie go to the host or the guest? We'll have to figure that out. Oh, no. Followed it up.
What time's Arkansas game yet?
Oh, no. 3:30 or 3:15. Uh-oh. Ah, he beat me. All right. Well, the budget just increased by $100. Ryan, congratulations. Real quick, give us a prediction. Arkansas versus Tennessee today. Obviously, there's a lot of turmoil going around Arkansas right now. Tennessee's looking really good. What do you think's going to happen today?
A lot of turmoil. I'm ashamed to admit that last year we played Tennessee, I was like, there's no hope, no shot. Had a friend who was going to the game. I said, feel sorry for you. So I will never doubt us again against Tennessee. I say we pull it out. Somehow Bobby Petrino pulls us through. Maybe give us like a 31-28 game, something like that.
31-28, Ryan says. So I love that. Well, hey, thank you. We'll get you squared up on your money over here. You beat me fair and square, so we'll take care of you there. I do want to say that we are at the Bentonville Farmers Market. A lot of energy around here, a lot of awesome stuff. And DJ's girlfriend, Ebony, we took a look around the farmers market here earlier. So let's see what she has in store in her little video.
What's up, 4th and 5? We are here in downtown Bentonville at the Farmers Market, and we're going to check out everything they have to offer. So let's go.
All right, let's get you over here. DJ, pay that man. Last second.
We are here now with Savannah. So tell us all the things. What do we have? And how long have you been here at the Farmers Market?
This will be our 4th year at the Farmers Market. We have Jan's Jellies baked goods. So we have a savory scone, cheddar sour cream and onion, buttermilk biscuits to pair with the jellies, pumpkin scones because it is pumpkin season.
That's right.
And then our best seller on the jelly is blueberry Earl Grey or mango passion fruit. And then we have some of the classics in the middle, strawberry, orange, and apricot.
He's got puppy breath still. Oh my goodness. Look, he's got puppy breath. Oh, you want to play with my bracelets, huh? Yeah, I'm drawn to the pumpkins and the flowers. So let's go. We're literally in the center of the square. I mean, look at the flowers. If you know me, I've been a big fan recently of landscaping and florals and all the things. So yeah, this is really, this is doing it for me. So I love it. This is great. Okay, so now we're here with Braylon and we're here with Max Barbecue Paint. So tell us all the things. What are you doing here today? What do you have to offer?
Oh, so I have my sauces and my rubs, my award winning. I've won 11 awards total. These are two of the most recent, the BQA, which is the National Barbecue Association.
Yeah.
Won first place.
So you're legit.
And
Yeah.
first and second place original.
But today is game day for the Racerbacks.
Day.
What's your score prediction?
Putting on the spot. Bobby Petrino said we're gonna win.
That's right.
This is DJ here.
Oh.
I'm gonna go 28-24 Razorbacks.
Let's go.
Well, Big Suey. So you can see that I use real raw ingredients because I'm all about being all natural. Everything's all organic. I don't use any additives in my stuff. I grow a lot of the herbal ingredients I use. So it's just a healthier version.
All right, y'all. I found the end of the rainbow here. Look at that sign. Yeah, tell us all about your cinnamon rolls. This is what I came for this morning.
The boss,
tips with it.
The boss is, his day job is he works for the city of Joplin.
Okay.
And he wants to make a little money on the side. He bakes.
Yeah.
And I'm retired and I want to make a little money on the side.
Let's go.
I work. I sell.
Yeah.
We have regular cinnamon rolls. That's what we sell the most of. And then we have all the flavors. You ever heard of the candy bar Reese's Peanut Butter Cup?
Oh, I've heard it.
That's what these are, peanut butter and chocolate. The Monster,
that is.
These are like twins, I call them.
Yeah?
And but here the goo is on the top, here the goo is on the bottom, and then they put icing. So you get sweet and gooey in the same bite. At Halloween, the last weekend, we're going to have the Frankenstein roll.
That's even better. I'm going to get one regular cinnamon roll.
Do you know the rules?
No.
The rules are pick the biggest roll with the most frosting.
That's my kind of rules. Okay. All right, y'all, I have my cinnamon roll in hand. It's a great day. It feels great. And now we're ready for game day. So let's go.
All right, here we go. We are back to the Bentonville Squares, y'all. I got to apologize. All right. So that last segment with Grant, that was me on the camera. So I get this camera, right? And it has a transmitter that sends back the signal. The transmitter does vertical and upside down, so I can't see anything. And then I get the telescopic lens. I'm about a quarter of a mile back here trying to shoot this shot. I tried my best, man. That was awful.
2 weeks ago, we talked about me teaching you some of these skills, and you're going to bring me on right after you pull that?
That was tough, man. That was tough. And then that dude won $100. Oh, that was tough.
Straight out of your pocket. Now, for the record, DJ did pull that cash directly out of his pocket.
Oh, my gosh. We got people in the comments. Somebody said, is that cameraman on acid?
Wow.
It's like pretty aggressive.
Apparently, he's on the goo of cinnamon rolls.
Oh, that's funny. Look at this. I haven't drank enough yet for this shaky camera. Oh, yeah, by the way, if y'all want to be a part of the show, now is in the comment. We tried to make it work, but now we're back at it. I'm joined by Aaron Nolan here with Downtown Bentonville. Aaron, first time we tried to do this, weather wasn't the best, and then look what you dialed up for us today.
I tell you what,
man.
I apologize. We were not able to quite get a picture-perfect Chamber of Commerce day here in downtown Bentonville. I apologize. This is just not good enough.
This is as good as it gets. Are you kidding me?
Hey, every day in downtown Bentonville is like this.
The growth. Where we're sitting up now, this was not even open last time we were here, right?
Right.
Where are we at right now?
This is the 8th Street Promenade linking what will be two parks. Right behind the camera in front of us is Lawrence Plaza. Not only do we have a splash pad, we put ice on it. So we got an ice skating rink there as well. Okay, you see the big art ball?
Yeah.
Just to the right of that.
Wow.
Got an ice skating rink. Behind us will be another park.
Uh-huh.
Dave Peel Park will be behind us when that gets completed. But this is the life, man. Just walking, strolling, enjoying farm fresh goods right here in downtown Bentonville.
As you just saw, Ebony had a chance to go stroll around. You pointed out a few of those people, and you're like, hey,
yeah.
right there, some good stuff.
You had cinnamon rolls last time we were out here,
Yeah.
and then Max does a great job with his barbecue. It's fantastic stuff. I've got it in the cupboard at home.
Yeah. Big thing is, obviously, you work for downtown Bentonville, big advocate for Bentonville. People haven't had a chance to really come up here and enjoy Bentonville. What would you say? What would be the selling point beyond, obviously, just show up and see what happens?
Yeah, I mean, first things first, you got to explore what you don't know, right? And so come to downtown Bentonville if you don't know what we're about. We've got amazing art. We've got a way of life here that really makes you feel like you're in a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
And that's what we want.
Yeah.
Great restaurants, great
all
art.
mushy over there.
I tell you what,
Hallmark
my
movie.
daughter's over here. Avon's over here.
I know.
And I remember when we first moved to Bentonville, she asked me randomly on like a December day, it was cold outside. Is it first Friday yet? And I realized that this place holds something special. These kids walk around and they know what they're walking through because it's abnormal.
Yep.
And we love to live in the abnormal in downtown Bentonville.
Yeah, it's big time here. We work together, and you started off in sports, and so I know you are very much up to date with what's going on at the University of Arkansas. What's the feel up here in Northwest Arkansas when it comes to Coach Petrino being the next head coach? I think it's some are yay, some are not so yay.
It's right down the middle, right? We don't know what we don't know right now. And I remember those times when we were, when Coach was fired. I was in that press conference with the whole neck brace.
You were there?
I was there.
What?
I was there. That hoodie, the amazing Razorback. My wife got me that Christmas.
Wow.
So months later, we're in that press conference. So I think those scars are still there as a fan base, right? But we also see on when we played LSU and he opened it up right before Thanksgiving and threw the bomb down the field to Greg Childs. Like, look, those things also are there. And so we still remember both fresh aspects of this. So I don't know what to expect. I don't know where we're going to end up being as a program through the next 4 or 5 games. Got no clue. Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a ride one way or the other.
It's going to be fun indeed. And so once again, apologize about the camera work, but we still made it work. Downtown Bentonville, the place to be. If they want to learn more information, I'm assuming y'all have a website?
At Downtown Bentonville.
That's it? At downtownbentonville.org.
What are we doing? Yeah, you gotta check us out.
All right, we're about to go to a break. On the other side, it's going to be a big one. We got to talk about college football. A lot coming up on the other side of college football, especially when we talk about games going around the country. We also you can see this right here, big time games happening. Indiana, are they for real?
Nope.
That's what I'm saying. Nope. I'm not worried about Indiana at all.
Cignetti's a great coach. Maybe he'll come to Arkansas.
Oh, we'll see. They're going to be facing Oregon. We also got a matchup in the SEC, a little Bama, Missouri, little action. We're going to talk a little Tennessee, Arkansas. We're also going to be joined by Zach Gillum from Oaklawn. Take a look at what's on the board, so stay tuned. Also, Matt Harris joins the show. Going to bring the juice. We'll be right back after this break.
Okay. I got my bet in on the next drive. Y'all? Yep. Whoever loses picks up the tab.
You know, this Oaklawn sports betting app is so fun to use, it might actually make watching these games with y'all bearable.
Big talk coming from a fella about to lose this wager.
Just need a field goal here and you'll be cooked, my friend. Remember our friendly wager.
And it's good.
Go!
Bet on any game all season long with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
This is humiliating.
At Ortho Arkansas, we know that Friday night sports injuries can't always wait until Monday morning. That's why our fellowship-trained sports medicine team opens our Saturday morning sports injury clinic every weekend during football season. With on-site x-rays, on-site MRIs, same-day evaluations, we can get the diagnosis for our athletes immediately so you know you get the right care at the right time. Our goal for our athletes is a safe recovery and a strong return to play. Saturday Sports Clinic, only at Ortho Arkansas.
Southwest Auto Collection in Arkadelphia isn't just another car lot. It's a whole new way to buy a vehicle. Built for comfort, designed for convenience. No pushy sales, just friendly faces, honest answers, and a place that feels more like home than a dealership. Because buying a car shouldn't feel stressful, it should feel simple. One of the biggest perks to buying here at Southwest Auto Collection is we have a Tires for Life program. So as long as you get your service done here, we'll replace your tires completely for free with regular wear and tear up to 200,000 miles. So come on down to see us at 1451 North 10th Street in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. Southwest Auto Collection, a better way to buy, right here in Arkadelphia.
Start your day with Roger Scott, David Basil, and country music star Justin Moore. The Zone with award-winning journalist Justin Acree and former Hog DJ Williams. Afternoons with Out of Bounds, hosted by Wes Moore and Joe Franklin. And on your way home, it's Drive Time Sports with Randy Rainwater and Rick Schaefer. 1037 The Buzz is your fun and game station. Live and local all day. 1037 The Buzz.
Football season is back, and 4th and 5 is ready to give you the best coverage that you can find when it comes to Razorback football. At home games, we're going to be live 2 hours before kickoff at the Alumni House. Everything from breakdown, strategy, taking a look at the analysis for the weeks before, even taking a look into the opponents that we're playing as well. So many questions surrounding each and every moment of the game. 4th and 5 is going to be your one-stop shop to have you covered. Also, too, make sure you're joining us in all of our live shows. Monday night with that breakdown live from Oaklawn at the Mainline Sports Bar. Wednesday night viewer comments. And then Friday night, we're going to pick our high school game of the week. And then, once again, circle it back around to Razorback football. The thing that separates us is we call it how we see it. Not mean, just fair and honest. Make sure you subscribe on all of our social media platforms and be a part of this growing community. 4th and 5, keeping it real, calling it like we see it. No. 4th and 5, giving you everything you need when it comes to Razorback football, but keeping it honest. No, that's not good either. 4th and 5, the state's best. Oh, no, not there yet. We're working on it. 4th and 5, your go-to channel for your... You know what? We'll cross that bridge later. Can y'all just subscribe, and we'll figure out the tagline later. All right. See y'all later.
Up here. I live in Little Rock, but I came up here in Stout. Now, I didn't ride that. I had the 2025 Black Expedition from our friends over there at Southwest Auto. But right now, if you head to idriveswa.com, you can take a look at their whole lineup. You can save $25,000 off MSRP for this 2024 Dodge Charger Daytona. They got a whole list up of deals, a whole list up of vehicles, all to have a great time over there at Southwest Auto. Okay, let's bring in the crew. It's time to take a look at what's on the board. I got everybody on standby. Let me go ahead and get this out the way now. So here comes Josh. Here comes Matt. And here comes Zach. We got everybody here. I just saw the message that you sent, Grant, Josh, asking who was on the camera. My bad, okay? My bad. You know, sometimes... Hey,
I thought maybe it's because I'm in Germany or something. The Wi-Fi was off. It was terrible.
That was the Blair Witch Project there for a second.
Like it. Oh my gosh! If you would have saw what happened right before we went on air, you know when just chaos happens and it says we're live. You got to do what you got to do. That being said, you didn't see Grant get beat at a game. You said you can't be beat at.
Yeah, I know. I just had knee surgery, man.
Fair enough. Yeah. All right, we're gonna give that. Zach, what's going on, man? How are you doing? Nice. You got a nice little backdrop over there at Oaklawn. You've been traveling a lot lately. Where you been?
Yeah, man, all over the place, having fun. We were out at a conference in Vegas, but back here in Hot Springs, and looks like you guys are having a great time. I love Josh using the knee as an excuse. That's kind of like Roger saying hip kept him, from playing pro dart. So,
it happens.
Yeah. A lot of fun, but no, there's a lot on the board. I know we have some good games to dive into and some action to talk about. So,
I got to ask the guy in the chair who we got up first, huh? All right, we're going to start with Oregon and Indiana. So, Grant, this is going to be you. All right, so Grant, let's talk about it before we get into it. We got to talk a little highlights. All right, so stand by. Let's go ahead and pull these up real quick. There it goes. You take a look at the matchup right here. Very excited to see what we got cooking up here today. Obviously, Grant, when it comes to these teams, and what do you think about this matchup?
Yeah, so I think Indiana, obviously Kurt Signetti, they were in the college football playoff last year, come out 5-0 again this year. Looks really good, but Oregon is somebody to go beat. right? I don't know about it, man. I don't know. I mean, Dan Lanning and the Oregon Ducks, they got it rocking and rolling. I'm pretty sure this one's at Oregon. And so that's just another little cherry on top for the Oregon Ducks. I think Oregon probably handles business today against the Indiana Hoosiers.
Oh, Lord. I hope they handle business. Zach, tell me something good when it comes to this game. Tell me that Indiana's going to get obliterated. What's on the board?
That's what the action indicates. That's what Grant Field and the line, they're favored by over a touchdown. So Oregon -7.5 is the current line. Total in this game at 53.5, and about 80% of the action here with us is on Oregon giving up those points.
Any player props on that? Any player props?
Yes, yeah. You have touchdown score, player passing, receiving, rushing. Is there any particular player you guys are diving into? I know something that's been very popular is the touchdown score continues to grow, and you do have a handful of players or so on each team that are available, and then 2+ on a few players as well.
I have to think. I really don't know much about them outside the SEC. I don't pay attention, Grant.
I know. I'm kind of the same.
So taking these
Good news is if you do know something about them or there are players you're looking for, very likely these key players are on the board. So that is something you can use. You can also same game parlay it.
Okay.
I love anytime touchdown score.
Yeah,
I love it.
Anytime
I always throw
score.
that in. I always throw one of those.
All right, let's get to our next game. Matt, you got this one, a little Red River shootout. What's it looking like?
I think you got to call it a rivalry nowadays.
Is it a rivalry nowadays? Matt, what you think about this matchup?
Oh yeah, it is absolutely Red River rivalry. I'm a Texas boy, grew up here. It's madness always in Dallas. They play at the old Cotton Bowl. We've been there, got our butts whooped by Missouri and Chase Daniel. But this is a rivalry game, and you throw out stats a little bit and the Arch Manning drama. OU's defense is stout, but OU's quarterback may be out, so it could be a defensive battle. I could see this being a low-scoring game, y'all, but if that OU quarterback's in there, they are rolling this year. I don't think Texas is going to I was watching Steve Spurrier, and he said, if Arch Manning was that good, why was Quinn Ewers playing every game last year? So I'm starting to sell on Arch Manning a little bit. I think he's got all the intangibles. What could be really good, y'all, is you put a backup in, light a fire under him, he could turn into that quarterback that everyone thinks he is. But against a good OU defense today, I just don't see it happening.
All right, Zach, what's on the board for this game? We did this last night. It was Texas was the favorite by 1 point. Is anything shaken up since last night?
Yeah, it's actually gone even more favor of Texas. So right now, Texas -2.5. The total, as Matt indicated, not a lot of points expected to be scored for a college game. It's at 44.5. And looking at the action right now, it's really coming in OU here at Oaklawn Sports. Money line is pretty much 90% OU. And so, they're dogs. So, that's outright people picking the dog. And then also on the spread, most of the action, 80-90% I'm seeing on the Sooners.
How is Texas picked to
go
win?
ahead.
Yeah,
Insane.
it's and even with the action now, nationwide, it's not quite as heavy on Oklahoma, but I am seeing it's on Oklahoma there as well. So it's interesting to see that line continue to go the other way. And right now, as you mentioned, there's some questions in terms of who's playing. So not seeing player props on the board for this. It is an afternoon game, 2:30. So check back. There's a chance they will be able to add some as we get closer to kickoff.
I did hear a cool stat about this game.
What's
so
that?
75 years of this game being played, okay, the higher ranked team, when they match up, it's 56-17-1.
Wow.
I'm not sure if that math.
So that means it's a good day for Oklahoma. Is that what you're saying?
I think if you're looking at the stats, it says Oklahoma.
Okay, Matt, take your bank account out, put it on Oklahoma. If you don't see why they're favored, this may be the week.
And you get a point.
And you get a point.
All right, let's go ahead and let's look at this other one. Let me pull this up real quick. We talked about that one. Josh, you're up next. Let's talk a little Alabama, Missouri. What you thinking?
Man, I love that you guys want to sabotage me because what I got in my email notes is I had the game that you just gave to Grant, okay?
Yeah,
so
I had this
Missouri,
game, but maybe we got to roll with the punches.
Alabama, Missouri. Look, is Nick Saban there anymore? No, he's not. So I don't really believe in Alabama the way that we used to. Debo, how do I even say his last name?
Oh my gosh.
He's got a weird last name. I'm sorry, he just does. Man. You haven't figured it out. But nonetheless, he's got one of the best records in ranked matchups. I think he's just short of Kirby Smart. They lost early on in the season against Florida State. They've gone on to win 4 more games. Missouri, if Missouri can be undefeated right now, why can't Arkansas? That's what I'm saying.
Well, they played 5 home games. That's probably
well,
why.
okay, I get that, but at the end of the day, I'm ready for Arkansas to have a little bit of that magic that Missouri's got. I'm going to go with Alabama because at the end of the day, regardless of the coaches, whether it's Dober or however you ever say his last name, or
my God, the Bears,
Drinklewitz, I think that they've got really good players at Alabama. They always have a roster, so I'm going to bet my money on those horses, Zach, at Alabama.
All right, Zach, what's on the board here? You see Alabama as of last night was a 3-point favorite. Where are we at right now?
So it has moved off the field goal. It is now Alabama -3.5, which is good. Makes me happy as a bookmaker because pretty much all the action at 3 was on Alabama. The money line's on Alabama, but now that we're at 3.5, we are seeing some mixed action. So I feel like that is the right number. Total in this one at 51. And yeah, this should be a very exciting one. As you said, we get to see what Alabama is made of. We've kind of seen 2 different teams, I feel like, throughout the year. But they're coming on strong, and there are a lot of player props on the board for this one. So touchdown scorer, you have anytime, over half a dozen for each team. You have 2+ for some team, and then player passing, rushing, receiving. The team totals in this one, looking at 23.5 for Missouri, 27.5 for the Crimson Tide.
Hey, real quick before we move to the last game, which will be Arkansas, Tennessee. That'll be a big one here today. Alyssa, come over here. Zach, can you do me a favor? Can you pull up the Florida State? Are y'all playing today? Okay, there we go. Can you pull up the line on Florida State? We have a special guest here. Let me get this down just a smidge. Look who is here. Alyssa Orange is here in the house.
Hey, Miss Alyssa.
Big time Florida State fan. What's on the board at Florida State, Zach?
So looking at this one, Florida State, a double-digit favorite. It looks like kickoff is very, very soon, less than a minute according to the board. But they are favored by 11. So 11-point favorites in this one. They're taking on Pittsburgh. Florida State is at home. Total at 57.5.
Yeah, Alyssa, I wish they could hear you right now. You don't have a headset on. Are we feeling good about this game or no?
I think it's a bounce-back game after that Miami loss, followed by that tragedy at Virginia 2 weeks ago. So they need to win.
It's hard to be a Florida State fan. It is hard, but she's still repping right here. She got her kids playing Bago behind us. All right, let's go.
She like giving up the 11 points.
You good with the 11 points?
Yeah.
Okay, she's with it.
She's with it.
She's with it. She's with it. All right, let's get to the last one. Zach, we good to go over there? Tennessee versus Arkansas. Sorry, guys, I had to switch that up because the iPad got overheated, so we had to switch things up. Zach, obviously, when you look at this game, Coach Petrino, it's going to be his debut, pretty much his audition to see what he can get rocking for the next potential future as a head coach. You're taking a look at tape from last year against their matchup when Arkansas upset the number 4 team in the country. You gotta, if y'all don't remember, it was the defensive scheme that Coach Heupel has already talked about, having to prepare for that 3-down front. It seemed like Arkansas had the recipe to slow Tennessee's offense down. But can they do it again this year? That is going to be the question. This may, correct me if I'm wrong, Zach, be the highest over-under this weekend. What is it set at right now?
Yeah, it is currently 68.5. It got as high as 69, but it's been 68.5 most of the week, dipped to 68. And yes, it's either been the highest or tied for the highest all week. So a lot of points expected to be scored here. Now, what's interesting is that spread has been moving all over the place, which has kind of been a pattern for the Razorback games this year. It had got as high as 13.5, but it's now down to Tennessee -10. So that line has been shifting and shifting. What's interesting, though, is here at Oaklawn, most of the action has been on Tennessee this week. It's been about 70% willing to give up the points on the Volunteers.
Okay, Zach, help us out. Let's go ahead and put together our parlay. Bring up the Tennessee-Arkansas game. We got player props on the board. Josh, pick a player. Who you feeling? You want to show some love to? I'm going to go ahead and give you a heads up right now. Running back or quarterback?
For Arkansas, is that what you said? You were breaking up a little bit.
I wasn't breaking up. He wasn't paying attention. You can hear me loud and clear. Yes, Arkansas.
Oh, yeah. I'll pick Taylor Green.
All right, so what's on the board for Taylor Green, Zach?
Taylor Green, anytime touchdown score, currently -106. So a little better than even money. You're going to bet 1060 or 106 to profit 100. But I know we're going to put together a parlay, so we'll get those odds when we're done.
Passing yards?
Passing yards, looking Taylor Green, you have some ladder options, so you can start as low as 200. You can go as high as 325. But I would say his actual line is closer to the 250 mark. So if you wanted to take 250 plus, that's at minus 129.
Josh, where we at, man?
I'm putting my money on that Petrino magic, baby. Let's go 250 plus for Taylor Green.
All right, that's Josh's parlay. Matt, you're up next. We got Mike Washington on the board. We also have Braylon Russell. You got anytime touchdown scores. You got rushing yards, a couple ladder actions. But I'll go ahead, pick a player, and Zach's going to run through what's on the board. Who you want, Washington or Russell?
Man, I like both those guys. I think we got horses in both of them.
All right, radio.
Mike Washington. Mike Washington is a hard runner, man. I think Tennessee's defense is a little soft. He reminds me a lot of a Nile Davis type guy. So let me hear. Tell me the Mike Washington lines.
Yeah, so looking at Mike Washington, minus 167 to get in the end zone. So, kind of getting to the point where they're expecting him to score a touchdown. And then for his rushing yards, looking at the ladder options, start as low as 40, but the odds are pretty heavy, minus 455 there. They can go all the way up to 90 plus, where you're getting 4-1. Looking close to the even money option, it's going to be 60 plus, and that is minus 110. So that's really what I would call his line for this game.
Wow.
What are you taking?
Man, I don't know. Can I jump into the Braylon stats? I'm curious to hear.
Absolutely, we got the Braylon too. Well, no, and I like that because if you like both of them to score, Braylon's getting you better odds in terms of scoring the touchdown. He's at plus 143. So for every 100 you bet, you'd actually profit 143, more than double your money.
There you go. I think I'd take. I mean, they're both. I mean, I think they're a two-headed monster there. I'd go with Braylon on this one for the odds sake.
Okay, yeah, we got Braylon tossed in there. So now with Taylor Green having a touchdown, unless we want to drop that off, but we have the 250 plus as well, and then Braylon Russell scoring. So that's at plus 850 with the three-way.
I'll go ahead and jump in there. I'll take Taylor anytime touchdown score. Grant, you're the last one left.
Yeah, so I just looked it up. I got my app opened up right here. I saw that plus 143 on Braylon. I thought Matt was going plus 60 or 60 plus yards for Mike. I'm going to go Mike Washington plus 60 yards. So I think they're going to use him in the middle of the field. I think once we get close to the goal line, they throw Braylon in to punch it in.
Right.
All right, Zach. What's our total?
Guys, so looking at this, we have Taylor Green and Braylon Russell both to score a touchdown. We have Taylor Green 250 plus passing yards, Mike Washington 60 plus rushing yards. We're getting 15-1, boys. So I think you're going to want to jump in there and get that put together. I'll get it added to the board, so we will see it. You'll have a graphic. All the users have to do is click that graphic. It'll add to your bet slip. You can bet as little as $1. So have fun with it.
All right, that'll work. Once again.
Zach, do you accept euros by any chance?
Oh my God.
I'm sure you can convert some stuff and get it in there, but we are USD currency only.
Yeah, unfortunately, Josh cannot partake, and I guess Matt can either. But fellas, wait. Never mind. Yeah, I'm not sure how that works. Grant and I are going to bet on the game.
Hey, the good news, you're in Bentonville. You're good.
In the state of Arkansas,
we got it right here. Our toes are down here in Bentonville. All right, Zach, appreciate you, man. Have a good one. All right.
Absolutely. You guys have a great day.
That's Zach Gilliam with Oaklawn Sports, always doing a good job. All right, guys, let's go and get into it. I got to set up something fun for y'all, okay? So I think as Matt, I want to bring you front and center stage right here. We talked about all week, defense has to be big. It has to be optimal moving forward for the Razorbacks to be successful in this matchup. And so we talked about keys to the game. We're going to talk about that here in a second. But I would say the biggest key to the game is physicality. Okay, so we talked about having the hit squad out. So we brought up a few names. Okay, we brought up a few guys. You can see Ken Hamlin. You see Steve Atwater, Martrell Spate. You got Dan Hampton. You got Tony Bua. You talked about Sam Alajabutu. But before we get into this, defensively, Matt, when you get when your team's up against the wall and you got everybody saying how bad you are, how simple is it if you just focus on one thing, being physical? Can it turn a defensive around that quick?
Man, absolutely, DJ. It's not a lack of talent. I used to tell people all the time, there's guys in Arkadelphia at Ouachita Baptist that can squat 500, they can run 4.3. So what's the difference maker? man, it's want to, it's effort, it's heart, it's believing that you've got the ability. And these are SEC caliber guys. There's a lot of guys that could play on Sunday on that defense. It's just a matter of believing in your defense and rebuilding your confidence. Right now, man, they've been licked. They're whooped. They hear all the message boards and they can't stop JV offenses, and they got to block that noise out and lock in. And all it takes is one big woo hit. We talk about this early in the week, DJ, to set the tone, and you can gain confidence. Y'all know, like that, offensively and defensively.
So that being said, let's get pumped up real quick. You ready to go through a little nostalgia as a Razorback fan?
You want
to see the hit squad? Yeah, we all know this guy right here, Steve Atwater, what he brings to the table. Talk about physicality, bringing down some big times, holds the career interceptions of Arkansas, flew around, played the position the way it's supposed to play. He got a lot of picks, but he got his nose in there too, fellas. He got his nose in there too, coming downhill, taking on blocks, get out my way. That's another thing. We have to figure out how to get off blocks, especially in the secondary. And, man, when they throw that ball in the air, you got to make them pay. Talk a little trash to them on their way up. Matt, talk about this guy, Tony Bua. Tell me a little bit about him.
Yeah. Man, that guy right there is absolutely insane. You don't want none of that right there. Tony Bua holds the most tackles at Arkansas for a reason. No one has matched his motor. I know Tony at a very personal level. He trained me for the NFL. The dude's an absolute psycho in the best way today.
You see, once again, taking on blocks, getting out of the way,
Look at that, man.
physicality in a fun way. Just out there having fun playing the game, just selling his whole body out. We're going to go a little old school, a little Dan Hampton defensive tackles. Now, we know when it comes to college All-American, ends up being an NFL. He's a Hall of Famer, got a gold jacket, but was just a force not for the Razorbacks, for the Bears as well. Up front, that's what we need, some performance from our defensive tackle. So a few clips from here. I'm going to go ahead and get to this next guy, Matt. I want to ask you about when it comes to the physicality aspects. Ken Hamlin, what you think about this guy as a secondary guy?
Man, I love Ken Hamlin. I got to meet Ken when I was up there. You know, he and Tony were just in front of me. He was a Jim Thorpe guy. I mean, he's a guy that could play the run, play the pass, and he made an impact on that. And I love it. Ken Hamlin, man. What was his nickname? The Hammer, right? I mean, and he had that attitude. It's a swagger. You know, offense has a swagger, but so does defense. This guy right here, Martrell Spate, man, like, offenses are scared of guys like this. Like, we want a scary defense. Like that guy, he'll keep you up at night.
Look at this hit. Special teams, just, oh, my gosh. He had his own tagline saying, "You got spaded." I mean, every time he hits somebody, take a look right here. Oh, my gosh. I mean.
Bad man.
Oh,
bad
my
man.
gosh. That's what we're missing, y'all. That is exactly.
See that energy, though? He's having fun, DJ. That's all energy, man. Like, that is just pure fun, like Pee-wee Pop Warner football. If you're out there thinking on defense, the offense knows the snap count. You're going backwards. They don't know what, like, you're always a step behind. Like, you've always got to find, like, look at me, y'all. Am I a very just, like, chill, even kill guy? No, like, this is what defense is about. It's passion and emotion, and you got to throw them bows. And those guys all were ass kickers, man. They let it down, and they had so much fun doing it too. That you got to have fun taking someone's swag.
Hey, Tony Bua. Tony Bua reminds me of Cam Scattaboo before Cam Scattaboo.
Yes,
I can see Tony Bua with his helmet on in the right before you go out, run through the A. It's in there banging his head against the brick wall, just smashing his head like, all right, I got to get ready.
Oh my God!
I think what I noticed the most when you see guys like that, number one, what it did to the stadium is that when you have a guy that hits, the fans are waiting on those opportunities. I remember on kickoff when Martrell Spate was running down the field, everybody was anticipating a potential smoking hit. And then what it also did was in the game, what it also did, it made everybody else fly to the ball. It made everybody else fly to the ball. Grant, you brought up Scattaboo. I was about to say it too. Do the New York Giants don't they look like a different team all of a sudden? You get a couple crazy guys on there. All of a sudden, like, the whole energy of that team is different.
Change the whole vibe.
It's energy. It's an energy. It's infectious.
We need a little bit of that infectious disease. Is it a disease? Infectious. Infectious.
Let it be disease.
Let it be disease.
We need to be diseased.
Let it be nasty. We got to switch something up. All right.
You see Scattaboo back there just twitching all the time.
Oh yeah, he's ready for contact.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pray for him that he knows how to speak within the next couple of years. All right.
I know, in 10 years.
Yeah. He's letting it all hang out, though.
CT's a real thing.
Gotta love it.
Highly functioning.
Yeah.
Oh,
CT's
Lord.
a real
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back on the other side.
Football season is back, and 4th and 5 is ready to give you the best coverage that you can find when it comes to Razorback football. At home games, we're going to be live 2 hours before kickoff at the Alumni House. Everything from breakdown, strategy, taking a look at the analysis for the weeks before, even taking a look into the opponents that we're playing as well. So many questions surrounding each and every moment of the game. 4th and 5 is going to be your one-stop shop to have you covered. Also, too, make sure you're joining us in all of our live shows. Monday night with that breakdown live from Oaklawn at the Mainline Sports Bar. Wednesday night viewer comments. And then Friday night, we're going to pick our high school game of the week. And then, once again, circle it back around to Razorback football. The thing that separates us is we call it how we see it. Not mean, just fair and honest. Make sure you subscribe on all of our social media platforms and be a part of this growing community. 4th and 5, keeping it real, calling it like we see it. No. 4th and 5, giving you everything you need when it comes to Razorback football, but keeping it honest. No, that's not good either. 4th and 5, the state's best. Oh, no, I'm not there yet. We're working on it. 4th and 5, your go-to channel for your, you know what, we'll cross that bridge later. Can y'all just subscribe and we'll figure out the tagline later. All right, see y'all later.
All right, welcome back in. We're about to wrap it up, get to our keys to success.
Yeah.
Also joined by a special guest. Hopefully his mic works. Can I get a little mic check from you? Uh-oh, mic's not working. I'll get that figured out here in a second. All right, but bring it in. We got Ben Cleveland, y'all. Look who we found.
Oh, my God.
Ben Cleveland.
What's up, 8-6?
Bear with me, try to get his mic turned on.
Oh, man. You remember when I had to
Ben?
Ben Cleveland.
DJ,
There we go.
you remember in practice when somebody took my cleats out the locker, I couldn't find them, and I went over to Ben's locker and I took his size 13s and I ended up tripping in practice?
Yeah.
There were 12s. There were 12s.
There he is. All right, he's back. I got his mic up.
Don't give me anything.
BC, what's up, Big Ben?
What's up, man?
We got some A&M fans in the house, too.
Is that A&M over there? What are you doing?
They're lost.
Oh,
They're lost.
oh.
They're lost.
Who do they play today? Florida?
Florida. Uh-oh. At Florida?
Nah.
Yeah.
They got
College
that.
Station. Oh, okay. Yeah, y'all handle business.
Hey, yeah, A&M's good.
Mike
Yeah,
here fired.
yeah. I just need
Yeah,
I need y'all to
A&M's
calm
real
it
deal
down
this year.
next week. All right. Next week, calm it down a little bit. All right. Before we get started, we got to get to our keys to success. Are you good to go over there? He told me who's up first, and I believe it is Josh. So, Josh, when it comes to this game, let's talk about it, man. Keys to success. What you got for us?
Well, number one, Matt Harris brought it to my attention, but we got to revitalize the second half offense. Bobby Petrino, up past few games, has not had the type of offense in the second half that he's had in the first half. And that's just raw numbers, guys. We can't deny that. So what is Bobby going to have to do to be able to earn this job? Well, look right here. Here we are, third quarter. It's 42-14 against Arkansas State. He's having no problem doing in some of those games. But when we were playing Ole Miss, when we played some of the other teams, lots of issues. Number two, defensive discipline. We got to have defensive discipline, and that comes back down to the basics. Again, we've been talking about it, but Grant, you just talked about it earlier. These guys can't tackle as of recently. That's a problem. There's a lot of film where you find where they're leaving their feet. And this is just simple stuff, guys. This stuff you've been doing since Pop Warner, just wrapping up. Laying a hat on somebody and taking him to the ground. Don't just throw a shoulder and bounce off of these guys. Let's play football. The others win the turnover battle. We know what it's like in the SEC. You can't go into a game and not expect to do it. That's what we need right there. That's what we need right there. But we need it time again. Not only just that, but we need fumble recoveries because we're not winning in the fumble department either. We're losing in the fumble department. 2 games so far. We should have 2 additional wins. But guess what? We keep fumbling the bag, and our defense isn't getting them to cough up the ball. So we have to win the turnover battle. And I'm hoping, guys, I'm really hoping that we can get that turned around for this Tennessee game.
We're hoping too. All right. So first of all, once again, Josh is in Germany. He's been in Switzerland for the past week. That's what that little technical issue is going on there. It's all good. But your keys to success. Up next, we have. He tells me this all the time, and I forget every single. Who we got next? Grant, what you got for us today for your keys to success, big dog?
All right. Number one, we have to control the clock. So that's going to be in our benefit and the defense's benefit. We got to give the defense a break, get them to go over there and get some water, get their breath back, and be able to go out there and perform against a high-powered Tennessee offense. The other thing it does is it takes the crowd out of the game. We got 107,000+ people in there. When it's a slow, boring game, we control the clock. We are in a much better position. We take them out of the game, and that's what I want to see. Plus, it's going to hit my 60+ yards for Mike Washington, which I also love that. Next thing, limit explosive plays. That's what Tennessee thrives off of. That's what the crowd thrives off of. We have to limit explosive plays and slow them down, man. Just get them off kilter. Get them playing from behind the chains, and so make sure that they're just not in rhythm and they can't hit those big games. We saw some of it earlier when they were playing Georgia. Bad defense against Georgia or for Georgia. All right, and we got to win in the trenches. Right?
Go.
I'm the offensive line guy.
Let's go.
So we got to win in the trenches, both sides of the ball. I need the big boys up front to take care of business, and then those other two things will come true. We will control the clock. We will limit explosive plays, getting pressure on Aguilar. So those are my three big keys. If we can do that, I think we have a really, really good chance to win. If not, at least keep this thing close, respectable, and then build off of this game going through the next 6 games.
I like it. Let's keep that tempo going. All right. Big defensive day. I would say the most important part of today. Matt Harris, what you got for us for our keys to victory?
Yeah, man. Hey, look, cliches are cliche for a reason. Defense wins championships, and it starts right there. The heavy hitters, they were not loafers. No one runs slow to the ball. They arrived to the ball pissed off and in a hurry. They try to hold them up there and let their homies get some. This isn't a nice game. I say it all the time. This isn't a contact game. This is a collision game. You can completely affect the crowd and those offensive players and their psyche. Man, I don't want none of that today. When you got guys that are putting them in the dirt, no loafs. I don't want to see any jogging out there. No excuses. Next up, linebackers. Linebackers, please play good. That's my notes. Please play good. You guys have a lot of responsibility, and you are studs. You are preseason leaders. This is going to be a lot like Ole Miss. It's going to be a lot like Memphis. There's going to be RPO. You're going to have to be very disciplined. You're going to have to fly around and lead the defense today. You guys can make an impact, but it's going to be a switch that you guys have to switch. And then, Josh, to carry on what you said, creating turnovers, but not just creating turnovers, punch the ball. Look at this. I mean, Julian Neal, like that play, you have that in your bag. Go do it. But punching that ball out on the run play is much more opportunistic. Getting interceptions is a difficult thing. You get 2 interceptions a game, you're leading the country. But, man, look what happened to Arkansas. We could have been 4-0, but what happened? We got the ball punched out. That's happening more and more and more in modern-day defense, and you are completely capable to do it. Go punch that ball out and change the game. Change the energy of that field.
Locked in. I got to love it. Fellas, I'm going to make mine short and sweet when it comes to the key for victory here today, and it's going to be more focused on the defensive side of the ball. And I really think, you know how they say don't fix what ain't broke? Well, we got a lot of broken things over there. And I think Coach Petrino, what he needs to do to somewhat help out his defense is you can't put guys in a position that you know cannot get the job done. Steven Dix does not do well out in space. I think he has shown that in his position at that outside linebacker. Stop putting him out there. Larry Worth, now he's, he used to be more involved inside, getting into the box, being a part of the run game. Playing that more traditional type safety, does not do well in space at all. Anytime the receiver gets in the secondary, they see him coming. That's one juke move when we're moving forward. We have no pressure in the interior getting any kind of push up front. So I think this is the week. If you're going to roll the dice, do it. You've had 2 weeks to prep. I would love to see some little plug and play.
Yeah.
I like Steven Dix. He has the body. He's strong. He's big. He's physical. I wouldn't mind putting him at a defensive end. Make sure he shores up that edge. You ain't got to do nothing special, but you have a guy that's strong enough to at least not allow outside, keep that outside contained and be still implemented with that type of athleticism that he has. Now, this guy isn't going to like it, I actually wouldn't mind Quincy Rhodes maybe coming down inside, a little 3 technique if you have Steven Dix outside. He's big, he's strong, he's long, he's physical. He's able to create separation and hopefully get off a block and make a tackle in the run game. I wouldn't mind Larry Worth then coming into the box and having another DB behind him. So I think you've had 2 weeks to try to – remember the scene on remember the Titans when, like, they were just getting cooked by coach who was the coach from the other team that was crushing? I can't remember. And when Herm said, hey, I need your help, they started plugging and playing all these players. Hey, Sunshine, I need you at safety. Hey, I need you here. Yeah. And I think this is maybe the opportunity to try to put players in a position where they just can't get the job done, take them out of that, and put them somewhere to be successful. So I would say that would be my approach. I'm with you too, Grant. This is counterintuitive for a Coach Petrino about slowing it down.
Yeah.
I think if you don't play Tennessee's game, which is typically our game, we just have to be honest with ourselves saying if it was score for score and you had to have any type of help from the defense, Tennessee's going to have the edge. It's just it's as simple as that.
Yeah, based on what we know today.
Based on what we know today. So would it be cool to see a game that's in the 20s? And like you said, Matt, giving your guys some rest. We all saw our guys when they get tired, they're awful on the defensive side of the ball. Long, sustained drives, ground and pound. We wouldn't see that coming.
Right.
But it would be fun. So that would be a key to success for me. But now I ask, Ben Cleveland, what do we got to do to win today, man?
It's going to be ugly, but hopefully we can get a stop. You know, that's going to be the key. I think you guys are all on the right track with everything you guys have said. But it's going to be the mindset of the guys. You know, new defensive system, new structure. Petrino, we all know how that goes, right?
Yeah.
You know, so how are they going to react when they hit a little bit of adversity and different things like that? But it'll be very interesting to see what they can do when that adversity hits. If they break, if they stay together, they'll be fine. But that has to be a close game.
They're going to have to be tough.
All right. I got to remind Ben.
Tough, Grant. Mentally tough.
Kids are watching, all right? But I want you to tell us some stories about Coach Petrino when he first came to campus.
We got kids right behind us.
Yeah.
Just a reminder.
Hey, 4 or 5. 4 or 5. You let the whole state down.
let everybody down.
You let everybody down, 4 or 5.
What was it?
You're
Like,
just not good enough.
You know, I mean, you're from Springdale. You get up here. You know how Coach Malzahn was here. That's your boy and all that stuff. When all that stuff, and you were committed to Florida at the time, and all that stuff happened, you come to Arkansas. You probably be a really good perspective of. We've talked about this, and I'm very curious to get your opinion as well. A new coach comes in and completely has a different approach. What do you think these guys? How do they take that?
I think they take back. They'll do their research, right?
Yeah.
They know we won. We did really good things. That's last time we were good is when we played. So that's old, long time ago.
Yeah.
But anyways, they'll do their research. They'll do their due diligence of seeing what's going to go on.
Yeah.
Right. You know, when Coach Petrino came in there, we did some of the most bizarre things in the weight room. Right.
Yeah.
Hanging from a metal bar in the indoor, bear crawling, and everyone has to stop at the same time. If not, we got to start all over. And there's frost on the ground. Remember that, Matt?
Oh yeah.
That was day one.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, so
man. Hands in the snow.
So what has he done during that time?
Yeah.
To get them mentally prepared. Like he couldn't break them down like he broke us.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And it's a new day and age where I don't think you can really do that. But
oh, you can. This
Yeah.
is who sticks around, you know?
then
Ain't
that's the thing.
nobody.
You need the bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you got the NIL, like Josh said earlier. I mean, they can go at the drop of the hat, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
How many times over or under is he going to say, are you trying to lose the game?
Today. Hey, I would say
Hey, quarterback, what the are you doing?
I would say that's what I'm looking forward to the most is just that iconic camera shot to Coach Petrino ready to kill a referee or what? Yeah, there it is. I don't know if can you pull his tight up? Is the camera hot? Yeah, it's a little hot out here. Okay, so
It's real hot.
That's what we want to see. I think that's what a lot of fans want to see. But we'll find out. Kickoff is set for 3:15. Josh, you're in Germany. Safe travels back. Matt, appreciate you as well. What's your travel plans today, Josh?
Well, tonight I'm actually trying to find a local German pub that is playing American football. So I've gone on Google. I've looked around. Can't find it. Tomorrow morning I'm getting up. I'll be on a flight at about 7 a.m.
Okay, 7 a.m. Well, we're going to be doing our post-game show. Everybody don't forget about that. We're actually going to pack up and go watch the game at the Peddler's Pub. You ever been there before? Nice little spot.
First time.
Great TVs, good food, great drinks, good vibes, the whole little thing.
We'll be there.
I need something to drink.
It'll be fun. That being said, kickoff once again set for good old 3:15. Appreciate y'all watching 4th and 5. Y'all stay tuned for our post-game show. Matt, I love you. Josh, love you.